Detroit police are searching for the person who killed a woman in front of her children, then left them with her dead body. This all happened on Braille Street on the city's west side. 7 Action News reporter Kim Russell is live at the house where it all happened. Kim, so sad. What can you tell us about this mom?
I spoke to a neighbor who said LaDiamond loved her children more than anything. So to hear her children say they witnessed their mom's murder is heart-wrenching. This is LaDiamond Myers. She is the mom to 4 children, 2 little boys and 2 little girls, all under the age of 5, her friends say. Neighbors say she struggled with poverty. She lived in this abandoned house on Braile in Detroit without water or electricity. Still, she watched her children closely. Then yesterday, a neighbor who wants to be anonymous saw one of the children wandering.
I told her to go back in the house and get her mommy and why she was out by herself. And she said, "My mommy's asleep."
That neighbor walked the child back to the house. When no one answered, she went inside.
She ain't deserve it. She ain't deserve it.
What she saw is hard to talk about. The children were in the house with their mom, who had been dead for some time. She had been beaten and stabbed.
The thought of their mom, wouldn't wake up, and they're trying to wake up their parent up is a hard thought to think about. They don't know what's going on. As kids, they think that mom just sleep and mom is in there dead.
I loved her and she loved me. She was always, very kind. She always had a smile. I've never seen her, upset or nothing. No, she was just nice. She was just a nice, friendly person, a nice, friendly young girl.
Police are not releasing any information about who they think is responsible. However, they did tell me at this point, no one is in custody. Reporting live in Detroit, Kim Russell, 7 Action News.
Kim, did she live in the house with anyone else?
Neighbors tell me the boyfriend of LaDiamond, the father of some of her children, did live in the house with her, and they haven't seen him in recent days. Police, however, at this time say they're not calling him a suspect.
All right, just heartbreaking. Thank you so much, Kim, for that live report.
29-year-old Willie Wilborn in court, charged with first-degree murder in the death of his girlfriend, 24-year-old Ladiamond Myers, a mother of 4 children, pregnant with her 5th when she was killed. Neighbor Willie Mae Jackson testified she saw Myers with no clothes on, lying on a mattress on the floor inside her house on Braille Street on Detroit's west side on June 29th.
Did you check to see if she was okay?
Well, by that time I was upset because my niece had already went in first and she was screaming, so that's what made me go in after her. Now I could tell she was dead. By that time the police asked me to leave.
Investigators say Myers was killed the day before her body was discovered, stabbed and beaten in the head, at least 5 separate blows. An assistant medical examiner testifies it was the repeated blunt force trauma to the head that ultimately killed Myers.
Focusing on the head, after the scalp was reflected, there was bruising on the forehead and also the left scalp. When the skull cap or calvarium was removed, there was extensive bleeding over the entire left hemisphere of the brain.
But after Friday's preliminary exam, a surprise move, the judge dismissing the case for lack of evidence and an emotional outburst by a distraught family member.
Right now, as it stands, it's insufficient, even from a probable cause standpoint, to bind over. I have no other choice but to
Killed my niece! He killed her, Your Honor! Oh my God!
The Wayne County Prosecutors Office says it plans to work with police to find additional evidence and reissue charges. In Detroit, Camille Amiri, Fox.
23-year-old LaDiamond Myers believe murdered her last week, and now he's charged.
Count 1, homicide, murder, first degree, premeditated.
Sitting calmly, Myers' then boyfriend, 29-year-old Willie Wilborn, quietly listens to the charge against him.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Detroit police say last week the young mother of 4 who had been 5 months pregnant was found dead inside this home on Braille Street on the city's east side.
They didn't even kill one person. They killed the baby with it. That's sad.
Myers' family says the young mother had been dating Wilborn on and off for about 4 years. They say Wilborn was abusive and controlling, and that they called police and child protective services to try and intervene several times. But on the evening of June 28th, after Myers and Wilborn had some sort of argument, Wilborn nowhere to be found, a neighbor spotting Myers' kids unattended. When that neighbor says she saw the young children outside, she knew something was wrong. When she asked one of the children where her mother was, she said she was sleeping. That's when neighbors discovered Myers' lifeless body. Her cause of death, blunt force trauma to her head. But her family and neighbors also say Myers also had stab wounds in her stomach.
I couldn't believe that, because I thought she was just asleep, like the little girl said.
While Myers' children stay with family members, neighbors ask how someone could take the life of the vibrant young woman and her unborn baby.
She's real nice. So, I don't know. I don't understand why anybody would do that to her anyway.
While court records also show Wilborn has been convicted of criminal sexual conduct. He's quickly denied bond Thursday. Wilborn faces life in prison. In Detroit, Erica Erickson, Fox 2 News.
29-year-old Willie Wilborn in court charged with first-degree murder in the death of his girlfriend, 24-year-old LaDiamond Myers, a mother of 4 children, pregnant with her 5th when she was killed. Neighbor Willie Mae Jackson testified she saw Myers with no clothes on, lying on a mattress on the floor inside her house on Braile Street on Detroit's west side on June 29th.
Did you check to see if she was okay?
Well, by that time I was upset because my niece had already went in first and she was screaming, so that's what made me go in after her. Now I could tell she was dead. By that time the police asked me to leave.
Investigators say Myers was killed the day before her body was discovered, stabbed and beaten in the head, at least 5 separate blows. An assistant medical examiner testifies it was the repeated blunt force trauma to the head that ultimately killed Myers.
Focusing on the head, after the scalp was reflected, there was bruising on the forehead and also the left scalp. When the skull cap or calvarium was removed, there was extensive bleeding over the entire left hemisphere of the brain.
But after Friday's preliminary exam, a surprise move, the judge dismissing the case for lack of evidence and an emotional outburst by a distraught family member.
Right now, as it stands, it's insufficient, even from a probable cause standpoint, to bind over. I have no other choice but to
Help me! Killed her, Your Honor! Oh my God!
The Wayne County Prosecutors Office says it plans to work with police to find additional evidence and reissue charges. In Detroit, Camille Amir.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Aaron Baskerville over here at Channel 7. We're in downtown Detroit. We're right across from the Wayne County Jail. An accused killer was released and walked out of jail tonight, and he walked straight over to our cameras and talked to us for a little while. Earlier this afternoon, a judge announced that there was not enough evidence for him to go to trial, and a first-degree murder charge was dropped for now. This surrounds Willie Wilborn. He's the 29-year-old. He's a father who was released from the Wayne County Jail tonight around 8 o'clock. He was accused of killing his girlfriend, LaDiamond Myers. She's 24. This all happened in June when her body was found in a vacant home on Detroit's west side sometime in June. She was pregnant. She was beaten and stabbed. She has 4 kids, and those 4 kids were found in another room in that house. So, of course, just an awful, terrible story. And right now, the man that was accused of that crime is walking free. But that is for now. Of course, the family of LaDiamond is furious and upset. They were screaming inside the courtroom. So the Wayne County Prosecutors Office tells us that they are going to refile charges or appeal. This case is far from over. They're going to refile with more evidence. And I think their hope is to get Willie Wilborn behind bars again soon. But we talked to him tonight. He came right up to our cameras and started talking. He did avoid, of course, one question, and that is what happened that day. He would not answer that, but he says, you know, he is not guilty. He's innocent. He's been saying that for a very long time. He says he needs time to grieve the loss of LaDiamond Myers. So just a wild, crazy story here tonight, so you're going to want to hear from him. It was around 8 o'clock when he walked out of jail here. He's been here for about a month. So the family of LaDiamond Myers, they did not want to talk tonight on camera, obviously. Just upset, furious, and just hoping something gets done real soon. But right over there behind me, that's the Wayne County Jail down here. And he walked out. I thought he'd try and maybe, I don't want to say run, but avoid our cameras and walk away from us, but he did stop and talk. But this is just an awful, awful story. So one way or another, of course, we all hope that the killer is brought.
Things will be all right. It's not going to never be all right.
Hearing the worst news of her life, a phone call at 4 Friday morning that her younger sister, 23-year-old LaDiamond Myers, a mother of 4 and 5 months pregnant, had been killed.
How you tell a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, and a newborn baby that 8 months that they'll never see their mother again?
Sitting with Myers' young children left behind, Myers' family wonders how someone could take the life of the vibrant young woman and the life of her unborn child.
You took 2 people's lives in one time over nothing.
Myers' family says the young mother has had some struggles and have been staying at this home on Braile with her 4 kids and her boyfriend. Detroit police say that's where her body was found. Several neighbors say they saw Myers' children unattended outside, and when they asked where their mother was, they said she was asleep. And then one of the neighbors says she went inside and found Myers. That neighbor tells Fox 2 it was clearly too late. Myers stabbed to death, 2 of those wounds in her stomach, and her boyfriend nowhere to be found. That neighbor taking Myers' children to her home until police arrived.
You didn't care about the kids who sat there and watched what you did to their mama. We care.
Myers' family says she'd been dating her 29-year-old boyfriend for 4 years. They say he was abusive and controlling, adding they've called police and Child Protective Services to try and intervene. But this family's still wishing they could have done more.
Some things couldn't have been different. Just different, period.
Court records also show Myers' boyfriend has been convicted of criminal sexual conduct, though police say so far they don't have any suspects yet.
I just pray to God Almighty that they find whoever done this to her.
And while this family must plan a funeral for 2, they not only hope Myers knows how much she's loved and missed, but also how they'll make sure her children never forget her.
Don't worry. Them 4 babies is going to be well taken care of. They're going to be taken care of no matter what.
In Detroit, Erica Erickson, Fox 2 News.